It's just not worth it dealing with someone else every single day.
So by comparison to other men, you are a good man. But men are so atrocious. It's fairly easy to be a good man, a good husband, a good father.
But somehow, I got denied. And guess who denied you? Your husband.
They can go get their thing snipped whenever they want to. No doctor's gonna be like, bring your girlfriend in, bring your wife in here. You're thinking about getting your thing snipped, bring your wife in here. Doctors don't care. Doctors are gonna do it if a man wants to do it. A woman says she wants to tie her tubes. Not so fast. Now I remember I did a video like a few months ago on this young woman. She was crying in her car and she was talking about how being married to a man is like, it's like stressful. You know what I'm saying? It's essentially it's unfulfilling. That's what she was saying. That's what I got from the video. And she said in the video that he was a good guy. Now, men hate to hear anything bad happening to proverbial quote unquote good men, right? Like men can't stand that, even though they're not the good men that the women are talking about. But for some reason, if a man is better than them and there's like, and he's still not having it his way with the woman, they're like, oh my God, we got to defend this king at all costs. But yeah, so those of us who watched that video from that woman, I didn't take it as an offense as a married man. Like I wasn't offended by it as a married man. If my wife made that video about me, I wouldn't be offended by it. Because I understood what she was saying. And she said this before Aisha Curry's last interview that blew all the boys' brains up, when she basically was like, yeah, I've kind of like lost myself in being a wife and a mother. And I, like my identity has been like kind of wiped out by that. And this young lady was saying, no, like somebody is always there. And she's essentially just talking about what happens in relationships, how you're always responsible for another person. She don't even got kids or nothing like that. But you are in a relationship, you are responsible for another person for so many things on so many levels. And it can be exhausting if you care. Men don't care. I think that's why a lot of men are like, whoa, what's the big deal being in a relationship with like, it's not a big deal to you because you don't care. You don't care about your wife's feelings. You don't think about them daily. You're not trying to make her happy, and you're not doing that stuff. So men don't really care, but women are being very very attentive. They're listening, they're, paying attention, and it is a lot of energy and it's a lot of effort. And so when she said that, I was like, nah, I feel that. But the men's was crashing out. But I'm gonna give y'all a little refresher just so we can know where I want to give us a jumping off point. So you guys remember this woman, right?
It's just not worth it dealing with someone else every single day of your life. Every day. Every day you gotta deal with somebody. Is marriage even worth it? It's not. It's not. At some point, you're gonna realize that it's always best to just be alone, because I've been married for about 7 years and I don't even know if this is worth it.
Now, mind you, again, she said she's married to a good guy and all of that stuff, the good guy, all that stuff, right? Okay. Now, she posts this video and I'm like, okay. This is why when I saw this video, I was like, even a good guy, like a good man still isn't a good person. A good husband still isn't a good person. This is what I've been saying the whole time. Being a good father is not the same as being a good mother. Being a good husband is not the same as being a good person. They're not synonymous. Being a good man is not synonymous with being a good person. You're a good man. So by comparison to other men, you are a good man. But men are so atrocious. It's fairly easy to be a good man, a good husband, a good father, a great man, a great husband. It's really easy. It's really easy. You don't believe me? Listen. Listen to what her husband did. This is literally the same man that she called a good man and a good husband. Literally.
Put a finger down if you went to your doctor today because you got bit in the face by a mosquito, so half of your face is swollen. So you're there with your husband, but while you're there at the doctor, a week ago you went to go get blood work done because you wanted to gift yourself for your 30th birthday tube tying or a hysterectomy. But while you're there, because get things done while you're there, your doctor gives you your results. Tells you that your blood work is great, your BMI is great, everything is perfect about you. But because your husband is there and he did not know, and he wasn't informed of this decision, because this is my body and it's my choice, and by federal law, you do not have to have consent from your husband to do this procedure. You thought everything was going to go perfectly fine. But because your husband is there, even though you guys both agreed before you got married that you didn't want to have children, but you decided to wait until you were old enough and mature enough to make that decision, that is why I wanted to gift myself my 30th birthday, because now I know for 100% fact that I don't want to have children. So your doctor comes in with 2 consent forms to go through with the procedure, so you're a little bit confused. Before you got married, you both agreed that you didn't want to have children before you got married. But somehow, I got denied. And guess who denied you? Your husband.
Exactly. Let's, for the time being, let's set aside the systemic issue here with the doctor including the husband in this decision. It has nothing to do with the husband. Let's set that. We're gonna gloss over that one, right? We all expect that, right? Okay. All right. I want to focus on the husband for right now. Well, let's go. Women don't have bodily autonomy. Let's just get that out the way. Women don't have bodily autonomy in this country. So when men say, what can a woman do that a man can't? Apparently get a hysterectomy. I mean, men can't get hysterectomies, but men can go get their thing snipped whenever they want to. Men can go get their thing snipped whenever they want to. No doctor's going to be like, bring your girlfriend in, bring your wife in here. You're thinking about getting your thing snipped, bring your wife in here. Doctors don't care. Doctors are going to do it if a man wants to do it. A woman says she wants to tie her tubes. Not so fast. We need your husband's consent. Disgusting. So women don't have bodily autonomy. Yet another example of how women don't have, or how men have an advantage over women in this country. But anyways, set that aside. Now we've addressed that lightly. The systemic barriers that are, putting women's paths. Let's talk about the husband. And let's talk about those two things are connected, right? The system has empowered the husband. The system empowered the husband. The system propagandized the husband into believing he should have a say-so in this. The system propagandized the husband into denying her. Now, again, this is the woman that said she shouldn't be married. And she called that man a good man. And people can say, oh, that's not a good husband. I still think he can be a good husband, even though he denied her, her getting her tubes tied. Because I'm grading him on a scale against husbands, against other husbands. And that ain't the worst thing I've heard from a husband. That's like par for the course, actually. You know what I'm saying? Like, that ain't the wildest thing that husbands have done or said. That's abusive, by the way. But most husbands are abusive. So again, to be considered a good husband, you just have to be like slightly abusive. A good husband is still slightly abusive. Slightly. Again, grading on a scale, he's slightly abusive compared to his contemporaries, right? Compared to his cohort of other men. But when that woman said several months ago that she was married to a good man, but she shouldn't be, and it's better for her to be alone, this is a reason why she believes that. This is a reason why marriage harms women. This is a reason why marriage puts women in harm's way. Because if she was a single woman, she would have been able to walk in there and be like, I want to get my tubes tied. Now, granted, that doctor may have said something similar. He may have denied her. I'm sure there are doctors who deny single women all the time. I'm sure. But it would have been easier had she been single. Had she been single, I think it would have been easier. But since there was a man there present, he deferred to the man. See what I'm saying? Since she was married, oh, this is something you and your husband should talk about. Absolutely not. This is her body, her choice. Right? And before long, it is going to be illegal for women to get hysterectomies. I almost guarantee you. I will almost guarantee you it is about to be illegal for women federally to get hysterectomies. Federally. But anyways, this is a prime example of why even good men are not worth being in relationships with for most women. Even good men. Mind you, her page is something, it's called like the young and, or like young and childless or something like that. That's like her page. Her page name is like young and child. Like she does not want to have children. She is not interested in having kids. I believe her wholeheartedly when she says she ain't gonna have no babies. I don't think she's gonna change her mind any day in the present or in the future. And that this doctor would deny her is crazy to me on the basis that her husband said no. Now, if she divorces her husband tomorrow, men, what will you say? What will you say? All the men that was defending this man that was saying, see, you can't please a woman. Women don't know what they want. All the men that were saying that, right? What say you? What say you? Do you care? This doesn't mean anything? Denying this woman medical, denying her the ability to do a medical procedure that has nothing to do with her husband? Her husband denying her the ability to do a medical procedure that has nothing to do with him for his own selfish reasons? He can't get pregnant, but he's willing to risk her life. She doesn't want to risk her life. She says, I'm good. I don't want to risk my life. I don't want to ever get pregnant. He said, no. That's not your decision to make. You're telling me you're okay with that? If you're not okay with that, and you were talking shit about her before, what say you now? If she divorces him tomorrow, is it fair now? Is it okay? Now do you see? Now can you see? This is so amazing. It's so amazing how so terrible men are and how men will still defend other men. Like there is no defense for this whatsoever. Just egregious.